What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Kevin Cage here. I think you're really going to like what I'm going to share with you today in this one related to a new list of partners for Ripple on the way. We're going to shoot for 1,000 likes in this video and let's get started. So we have this recent Q2 2020 markets report shared by CB Insights saying there are 66 financial technology unicorns valued at $248 billion. To no surprise, Ripple under the North America section with a $10 billion valuation is one of the highest ones, only really behind Stripe with a $36 billion valuation and some big guys based out of Asia. So very interesting nonetheless. We can see some RippleNet partners as well based out of Australia, like Airwallex right here, and many others. We know that Revolut is, in cahoots with Ripple. They also have listed XRP, the digital asset. We also see TransferWise here with a $3.5 billion valuation based out of the UK. And we do remember their comments in the past, and we know their vested interests as well, and essentially saying that, we're not going to be looking to partner with Ripple until they have more partners. So they almost want network effects to take place. Some of these groups and institutions, or fintechs, I should say, are looking to just build their own in-house systems and not really leverage DLT, but others will be. And my bet is that regardless of what these platforms that are being built, they're still going to have to interoperate with these ecosystems. And that is what I'm betting on, big time. All right. So no surprise, we know that a unicorn is a company with a valuation of over $1 billion. And that's why I often refer to Ripple as a decacorn, meaning 10, DECA. And to no surprise, I would expect this number to be growing in the future. We know that their regional headquarters have finally been determined based out of Dubai. And I'm going to show you a very interesting list out of there as well. So no surprise, provided network effects continue growing now that they may be in a friendlier jurisdiction to potentially IPO next year. We know that software sales are increasing. We know line of credit for XRP and demand is being built. We have huge things that SBI is working on. We know they're getting more into gaming. Overall, I'm just very excited for this future, but I'd be lying to you guys if I said I am not worn down from just keeping up with news every single day and watching XRP and some other crypto assets stuck in this price channel. Just understand, I'll probably title this video something like, ignoring XRP is a huge mistake, because most investors are distracted by price. You cannot look at current price right now. I can assure you of that. You have to look at the fundamentals and make sound decisions based off of even what was his name, Hutchins said, based off of the protocol. All right. We can see big groups and other fintech firms like Circle here as well with their stablecoin, USDC or US dollar coin, connections with Algo, XLM, a variety of digital assets. So overall, I see what's coming. We even see SoFi here. Of course, they are a lending company. They have, Bitcoin as well available. All of these groups smell the money. So pay close attention. And then look, Payoneer, I didn't even see this one. Remember who they're partners with? Ripple. So Ripple's partners with Earthport. And on Earthport's website, they list Payoneer and Ripple together as well. No surprise, it's all about interoperability. All right, stay with me here. There's a bunch of information, but I'm excited to get through it. All right, so talked about this. Of course, here's just additional proof that Airwallex was, one of the original customers back in the day for Ripple. Early on, we know dLocal connects to China and Latin America, Alipay, all of these huge groups as well. Qualix was one of the first groups to actually utilize XRP in the software called XRapid at the time. Today, it's called On-Demand Liquidity. Also, Siam Commercial Bank. If you saw that 2-minute video I released the other day, just talking about, what is his name? Craig DeWitt, product at Ripple, talking about multi-hop. I encourage you guys to just click that video and read the top pinned comment I have in that video, just so you guys understand how big this is and what it means for basically making liquidity accessible and getting deeper liquidity into and out of regions for these entire networks. I know people are going to roll their eyes and say, XRP's price should have gone up by now, but that is just a very myopic way of seeing things, and I'm here for the long game, all right? So, right here, I want to share this by Wrath Economy, guys. Definite follow on Twitter if you do have a Twitter and you want to get on for the XRP community. So basically just talking about Ripple's move overall to Dubai's DIFC and just some interesting points of view. And I just want to talk about this. So right here, yes, Ripple is already in Dubai. No surprise. We know they have a variety of offices. I believe 9 global offices, some of which are, in Singapore, New York City, San Francisco, London, a lot of the similar places that R3 are in, no surprise. And also this, Ripple has mentioned moving lately, we know that. Many articles put these two facts together, may or may not be connected, whatever you guys believe. Now right here, the DIFC is an independent jurisdiction with its own courts and laws, all in English and defaulting to English laws or law in cases of uncertainty. Now, these companies have a 50-year guarantee of zero corporate taxes. Lots of benefits, and there's benefits listed here if you guys want to check those out. And now this is what interested me most. So they moved down the street to get in, and they're involved at the DIFC. If they're going to be in Dubai, yes, they have to be involved with them. Obviously, it's just the most strategic move. And one thing I highly recommend you guys do, if you have the time, otherwise you can just watch channels like myself, is listen to the people directly from Ripple. So, I mean, right here specifically, this is Naveen Gupta. And of course, he is, Mina, the kind of director throughout Southeast Asia, Middle East, Northern Africa, this whole region for Ripple. And I just watch these videos all the time and just kind of replay them on 2x speed. This is from May 2020. And just listening to the things he talks about regarding the cost throughout, in the UAE, and remittance and overall year-over-year growth and trends. This is very important, and when I watch these, I understand what is yet to come. I truly have zero doubt in this ecosystem. All right, so we'll keep going here. So now this is the list of the companies, and basically a quick scan of over 1,000 plus companies there show these Ripple familiars. And of course we can see, he just scanned through these, and of course I can name several of these. Wuri was another bank. Wait, I think I even pulled it up right over here. Not even kidding. So we have E9, of course. So MoneyGram with E9, one of the biggest groups out of South Korea. I thought I saw it over here somewhere. Yeah, so right here as well. So E9 relationship follows other successful MoneyGram partnerships in the region, such as Wuri Bank, and I'm sure I'm butchering that name, but yeah, my photographic memory is not what it used to be. But just understand, Ripple owns a good 10% of MoneyGram. This is global expansion. This is global takeover. So FinTech Ripple chooses DIFC for regional headquarters. Okay, big deal. What does this have to do with the ecosystem? What does this have to do with my XRP investment? So operating within the DIFC's dynamic and innovative ecosystem, Ripple will work with local and regional financial institutions to revolutionize the payments industry. Now, if you watch that 2-minute video I put out the other day talking about multi-hop, I want you guys to imagine and speculate the multi-hop capability expanding beyond, because I know it's been live since 2018, and a lot of people don't really pay attention to that because we're just, thinking X current, but we have to consider settlements as well. All right, so just understand accessing deeper liquidity between these networks of networks. Right here, demonstrate commitment to the Emirates Blockchain Strategy 2021 that will accelerate seamless transactions and improve efficiency. Very interesting. I know you guys have seen this article, but I just want to kind of point out a few additional things. And of course, right here, whenever you see, so we know the MENA term, whenever you see MISA, it reminds me of Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars. Just think Middle East, Africa, and the South Asia region overall. So right here is important. Ripple has chosen the DIFC for its innovative regulations. We've even seen the tax advantages, expansive network, and reputation as a leading global financial center. Ripple and DIFC are aligned in their vision to shape the future of finance. We know their 2021 blockchain goals. Guys, you cannot even debate if Dubai is just a behemoth, being one of the big global financial centers in the world. If you guys have seen some of the architecture and land there is no doubt about it. I've yet to go, but my friends have gone, and I've just heard some awesome things. Here's a quick clip just so you guys can see, because typically in the media over in the United States, they don't really show too much of Dubai. All right, so very interesting, crazy blue skies. I'm pretty certain it's very hot. And I saw something in the past, little fun fact, and you're going to have to fact check this one for sure, was about their license plates. The smaller digits you have, for example, if you only have like 3 digits in your license plate, you're typically a higher status in terms of wealth over someone that might have, 5 digits. So very interesting. Just wanted to share this. All right. And I've yet to go to Singapore as well. That is on the list for me. So right here, talked about this, establish them, talk about, leveraging their world-class platform, laws, regulations. Fintech firms are able to work with the DIFC's clients. And notice we can see right here, guys, we recognize how digital agendas are being prioritized. Ripple and the other 230 fintech-related companies in the center are key to driving the future of finance. And once again, you have to understand, out of these 230 plus fintech firms, even global firms and other fintech groups, such as the 66 fintech unicorns valued at $248 billion, these groups are going to look to leverage each other's technologies or even customer base. So just like with Ripple and MoneyGram, they both got a win-win out of this. Please understand that. And these businesses are going to be leveraging each other's strengths, whether it is geographical regions or specific platforms, whether it's, cross-border or even domestic transfers. And just like Chris Larson said, a while ago, referring to MoneyGram, and this was a very important quote, and I saw it circulating again on Twitter, just talking about MoneyGram. talking about how complex the current infrastructure is today. And if Ripple just tried to replace all of this and replicate all of these legs to get to that last mile of payment and settlements, that would take forever. It is almost not even feasible at this point. And they go on to say, we don't want to recreate the world. We think that slows down progress in the business. We want to essentially just be those bridges to connect the world, to allow it to interoperate and work at its highest, the highest possible level. And that's the way I see things right now, specifically in these fragmented ecosystems. Let's just allow these to interoperate. Just like with Avalanche, if you guys know the crypto AVAX, I often do reference this. I'll probably talk about it in a future video. But remember, there are approximately $800 trillion of digital assets that are illiquid. That's almost $1 quadrillion of assets just sitting there with no liquidity. And what also we have to understand is when there's liquidity in this water, this value can flow between networks. What is that going to do to volumes? Just imagine that. When this dam breaks, it is going to burst, all right? And we were here seeing this before the majority of people even caught wind of it, all right? So we'll keep going here. Let me see where we're at. Showed you the Dubai clip, showed you a little bit about Nevin Gupta. Highly recommend checking out old clips here. We can see this. So, I mean, I don't even need to read into this. South Korea, Singapore, Switzerland, and Venezuela top list in relative cryptocurrency popularity. Of course, we've also seen Mexico on the rise as well. But overall, South Korea, they've always had, higher liquidity. You remember 2017 with CoinMarketCap removing their liquidity as well, or their volumes, I should say, excuse me. Singapore, very forward thinking in terms of technology. We know in cahoots tightly with Ripple office there. Saudi Arabia, or not, I almost said SAMA, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, the MAS, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, working very closely with not only Ripple, but even Accenture as well. All right, let me keep moving here. Venezuela, of course, you've seen the recent Bitcoin and Litecoin announcements for remittance payments, not to mention the crazy rates of inflation that are hitting a variety of countries like Venezuela, Argentina, you name it. We can talk about Switzerland, of course, Credit Suisse relations. We can talk about SNB out of Switzerland, where Brad Garlinghouse has spoken at many times. And of course, one of the big banking capitals of the world in Switzerland, holding tons and tons of money. No surprise. Keep an eye on E9 Pay, of course. And then right here, just looking at the early investors of Ripple. So we talked about Andreessen Horowitz the other day in the fund with Chris Dixon. We've talked about Accenture, of course. They're involved in many countries, real-time gross settlement systems as well. Bank of England, working with Canada, working with Singapore. There's no debating this. They're a huge group, and even working on the digital dollar project. And of course, we'll see which digital dollar truly wins. All right, SBI Group, Seagate, Google Ventures, Standard Chartered, Tetragon was actually listed over in this document that I was going over earlier with all those fintechs. To no surprise, so an early investor of Ripple. Seagate, we've talked about them in the past, CME Ventures, etc. And then just stepping back, what I mentioned the other day about the DTCC, when their president and chairman, keep in mind this is in 2019, they processed over $2 quadrillion with a Q, $2 quadrillion plus in securities in 2019 alone, and they're looking in the DLT. They were not just looking in the DLT in 2019, 2020. Please do not be a sheep. Do not just read the headlines. They were looking back, and I found the roadmap when I showed that video months ago, where they were looking at DLT around 2016, right after they added the former president of the DTCC to be the chairman of RippleNet. This is why I'm bullish. And many people say, a Bitcoin maximalist will go, that doesn't mean anything. Really? Because I sure as hell think it will. All right, so RippleNet committee. We have Bank of America, of course, and people are saying they weren't RippleNet. Well, they're on the committee since day one, and now we know that they are, in fact, confirmed RippleNet probably 15 times since I've been investing in XRP. There is no doubt. Now, they're not using XRP today. They're using Xcurrent and other things, as we just saw last month at Swell. MUFG, one of the world's biggest banks, we can see that they're investing and working with blockchain in a variety of areas as well. There's no debating it. They see the value add in DLT. Royal Bank of Canada, Santander, which is another early investor, Westpac, we know Standard Chartered, another early investor involved with the platform Access and Alipay. I just have trouble even finding tech providers that don't have some type of connection to the company Ripple. And so the longer I go down these rabbit holes, there's two things. And keep in mind, I diversify, own precious metals and a variety of crypto assets. But this is, and I'm honest with myself, this is the truth. XRP is we're either seeing what we want to see and we're just desperate, or the latter, which I believe is XRP, is actually going to be much bigger than we've ever imagined. And that is not even me giving, hype. I'm reading, I'm, purchasing, I'm trading as much as possible. I just see a massive future in this asset class. And if you guys want to ignore that, that is completely fine. But I cannot take the risk of not owning XRP and holding it based off of everything I'm seeing. What do these institutions do? What do they do in the 90s? They manipulate the most valuable asset and they keep it in a tight priced range. While Bitcoin is going up and everybody's excited and some other, altcoins are going up, I'm focused. Now, of course, I'm trading the swings and I'm accumulating whenever possible, but I am not leaving my XRP behind. And that's just how I see it. I truly do think it is the greatest digital asset, and I think it is one of the only digital assets truly ready for enterprise use cases. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.